Good day and welcome to the program Doing Business in Edo. Today we are going to be looking at improved land administration and investment process of doing business with focus on Edo State. And we are honored to have the Managing Director, Edo State Geographic Information Service, Edo State, Osaro Grace, here in the house. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, you're welcome.
Thank you for coming. I am Joy Musagedo. I'm not alone. I have Ubofuni with me.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Let's do business that is age-free, that's not with struggles or troubles. Thanks for being there.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ubofuni. Before now, land administration in Edo State was fraught with so many setbacks, ranging from lack of proper documentation, inaccurate survey, Herculean task of obtaining C of O, amongst other issues. But the present administration, led by Governor Godwin Obaseki, changed all that when he introduced reforms of international best practices. And today the story is different. So, how effective would you say these reforms have been in restoring sanity to your agency's operations?
Thank you very much. First of all, yes, sanity has been restored. And the economic importance of the current land administration in Edo State cannot be overemphasized. So as you are aware, Edo State was established in 2017 to succeed the erstwhile Ministry of Lands and Survey, which later became Bureau of Lands. Why did they establish it? It was established to cure the ills that characterize the processes of CFO and the lack of proper documentation of land asset. So I can say today, the land administration system, the new one, has really improved businesses, and I'll tell you why for the following reasons. With the establishment of Edo State, you can now get CFO easily. There is simplification in the processing of CFO. It's so simplified now that if all your documents are complete and you have paid the necessary fees, you can get your CFO within 30 working days. That's how simplified the current land administration has simplified CFO for us. Also, you talked about what used to happen then. The cost of processing CFO has reduced drastically. Before now, you could pay 500,000 to 1 million, and yet, in a year, 2 years, your CFO will not come out. But the present administration of the governor, Godwin Obaseki, has reduced it to 50,000, and like I said, if you pay all you need to pay, within 30 working days, your CFO will come out. Wow, that's great. So you can see, and the cost of 50,000 is the cheapest in the whole of Nigeria.
Wow.
One check, you will see it. Then another thing it has done, in the new Edo State, we have software that will ensure that 2 CFOs are not given to one land. It used to happen. But with the software we have, where there are overlaps, where there are already registered CFOs, you cannot reissue. So we have that software to prevent that. In addition, there is transparency now in the processing and issuance of CFO from the beginning to the end. Because now, the documents you need are no longer obscured. Before they will say, bring survey today. Tomorrow they will tell you it is a task clearance. But now, just collect your application form, which is free of charge for now. And there, you will see all you require for CFO. And if you bring those documents, everything is complete. Within 30 working days, your CFO will be ready. So this is how, and you can even download those forms from our website, www.edogis.org. So you can go there, download, and just start your application. So this is the extent. the current land administration system has helped the state with the introduction and establishment of edojis by the governor.
Wow, that's very, very beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, what about the land grabbers? Where do they come in? Or where are they now located, you understand? Because before now, you see them coming in to, possess the land and all of that. But now, this Obaseki's administration and Edokis, with all of this, how has it helped to reduce the issue of land grabbing in the state? Let's get to hear from your own perspective.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the establishment of edojis has reduced it drastically. I don't, if it still exists, is in obscurity. But as we used to know, land grabbing, as far as I'm concerned, is a thing of the past. First, with the establishment of edojis, you cannot conduct search. We do what we call searches. If an investor, for example, wants to buy a property, he comes to conduct search. If you have a property to buy, you come and conduct search. These searches will reveal to you if the properties are free, if they are for people before, they will all be there. So the issue of land grabbing cannot take place again, because if you come and I tell you this property is for John and it's Mary that was to sell it, there's something happening there. As a good investor, you will stop or you withdraw because something is wrong. And then if you also come to conduct search, we'll give you the history of that land. Especially, first of all, if you had an earlier CFO or if the property is a registered deed of conveyance, we're able to tell you the history of such land, to tell you when they registered it to the end. And sometimes we're even able to tell you that that property is encumbered, that there is a mortgage on it. So you can see what are there. Coupled with that are the laws promulgated by His Excellency. We have the Community Development Association Law, which was enacted in 2017. That has reduced land grabbing to the barest minimum. Even if it exists, you won't even hear much about it. Because, with land grabbing, you can go to jail for 10 years. That is the provision of that law. So that has made most of them surrender. There is also the law, the Private Property Protection Law too, which is there to protect the property, 2017. That is another one. And then they are prosecuting people who grab other people's land. And so many of them are surrendered. But there's also the game changer, which is on the pipeline. I'm happy I'm here. Let me tell the people. Now we are telling communities to lay out their communities, the land they want to sell. They should lay them out, get the layout approved by Ministry of Physical Planning, and then come register it in edojis. That, I call it the game changer, because with that, the infightings, the killings, the land grabbing in communities will stop. Yes. Because the community will not sell one land twice. Already they are registered with us, parceled out. This is plot 1, plot 2. So if you sold plot 1 to Mary, you are coming back to sell it to Peter. Edojis will not honor that. And so these things have stopped land grabbing in the state. And like I said, communities have started coming up. They are trying to lay out their, and also it will help the master plan. We are doing a master plan for Edo State. So that's why I said they will first of all go to physical planning to get the layout approved, so they can be placed properly within the master plan. So later at the end, by the time we finish all this, if a community's layout does not fit into the master plan, there is not existing. And also, we are telling members of the public that once this will take off, members of the public should not go to communities who did not lay out their plans, unless you want your land to be grabbed. Because once it's laid out and the plans are registered with edojis, land grabbing will be a thing of the past.
Okay, but are the communities responding?
Yes, they have started. They have started. We are already planning to visit them, but some who have come, they've started responding. They have started laying out their plots, and I've told some of them, take this layout to physical planning, let them get them approved and place them within the master plan, then come register it. So we are not taking the land from the community. It's to make their community smart. So that, you go to some communities, no land is available for government to provide infrastructure. You see a community that have sold all their land, there is no police station, there is no school, there is no health center, There is no shopping complex. So how do you live in such a community? It's not reasonable. So we want the community to be smart. So we want their layouts to be properly, the land to be properly laid out. And like I said, this will stop the infightings and all that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like we should clap. Great initiative.
Thank you very much.
Even those in diaspora, when they hear this, they want to come home and establish. Investors, they will be ready to come do business. It's quite a laudable one.
Thank you.
Be that as it may,
Yeah.
there's this issue of several complaints by members of the public regarding the unwholesome activities of representatives of Edo, talking about middlemen. What they do most times is that they kind of bill clients exorbitantly, they pay high. And despite the assurances and long waiting of CFOs, they don't get it. So how is your agency tackling this? Because it's putting a kind of blight on these great initiatives and reforms that we are seeing manifesting in Edogis.
Thank you very much. I'm already tackling that. And the representative will tell you. Sure, let me let you know that I came on board just about 8 months ago. There, and a lot of things have changed. Right. I'm a land administrator. That was all I'm known for. I was employed as a higher estate officer, rose through the rank to PS. So all my life in the service is land administration. So when I came in, I saw all these things we are talking about, and immediately I changed the workflow. Also, I have put a stop. In a week or two, we are going to have meetings with the representatives. First of all, there are too many.
Right.
1, 2, they are complaining. I get complaints from abroad. We have got complaints, and then I was amazed because now the governor wants CFO to be easily processed and gotten, but with their activities, what they are charging is much more than what people even used to charge when it was Ministry of Lands. And presently, I'm having fights with representatives because I'm already on that. You are very right when you said so, and some people abroad already know I'm working on that. They phone me, they thank me. They don't only do that. When people see your phones are ready, they hide them and tell them they are not ready. Wow. Just last week, somebody phoned me from Germany. Madam, my letter of offers, I have 2 there, but my representative said 1 is ready. I said, no, both are ready. And he said, oh, madam, thank you. So I think what they do there, they will not tell you 1 is ready, bring money, the other one has problem. We are putting a stop to all that. Because I saw that some of the representatives, they are not the kind of people I would take as representatives. Yes. So I intend to interview them. I intend to select they would submit their CVs. I will interview them and select gentlemen who will do that. Because we need gentlemen to do that. But to crown that, I intend to do online processing of CFO. We have started. So that the less contact you get with these people, the better for you, the better for the government, the better for the people who want you to be their representatives. For the past 2-3 months, there have been letters changing representatives.
Wow.
They are changing their representatives for God knows what, because of some of the things they are doing. And when I saw some of the representatives, I was amazed. I said, okay, I'll hold meetings with them. I'm going to tell them the rules and regulations that will regulate what we're doing in Edo Gist. After all, we are creating businesses for them. But it's not to create problems for others. And when you are creating businesses for people, you give them rules and regulations. Where there is no law, there is no crime.
Yes.
So maybe they didn't have law guiding them.
Yes.
But this is a new person in Edo Gist. I intend to hold meetings with them. I intend to tell them some of the hills and complaints from people. Now, sometimes you are looking for representatives, you don't get their addresses. Wow. You are looking for the people to submit some documents, you don't get the documents.
So if there are issues, you don't even know who to.
Then, and if there are issues, you cannot continue processing. But the representatives are supposed to be middlemen who will tell the people something is wrong with your document. Bring this. You don't see many of them. And in the past, just before I came in, I'm aware that Edo just arrested 1 or 2 persons, handed them over to police because sometimes they bring tax clearances certificates that are not signed. So if they are not signed, they are forged. Some bring, they have caught some changing people who are in London. They clean something to show that they are in Nigeria. We are seeing all those things there, and we are going to put a stop to that. And that's what we are doing. And I'm happy you said some people complained from abroad. There are many people thanking me now. Thank you. My CFOs are out. Thank God you're there. Thank God you're there. So we are on that. And there are many things. When I came in, there were some files locked up, which we have dealt with now. Like I said, where there are no laws, there is no crime. But now there are laws, there are rules guiding everybody. There was one thing I also forgot to talk about when I talked about simplification of CFO. Now we are a cashless office. You don't know, my staff will not receive cash from you. Neither will they give you their personal account number to pay your money. It used to be things of the past when it was the ministry, but now you will go and pay your money into the government IGRO and come with your teller. I'm sure you have not come to my office. Everywhere is camera.
Wow.
Camera. So we don't need to tell you. Even when you are telling me take, thank you, we may not take because the camera is looking at you.
Wow.
And apart, it's just this is a way of using the business. Let things go on because our work there is to satisfy the people. And then when I see people complaining about CFO too, I wonder, how will I sit on your CFO when I want revenue? Because if you sit on the CFOs, revenue will not come in. I will not meet my target. So when representatives are saying people are sitting on CFOs, they are the ones really sitting on the CFOs because they are not submitting the documents we require for the CFO.
Still on CFO, ma'am.
Yeah.
Aside share practices engaged in by middlemen, what else could hinder or delay the issuance of CFO?
Like I'll tell you, I have told you in the beginning that we have transparency in the issuance of CFO.
Yes.
So if you, as an individual, you take the application form, you see all you require, you're supposed to bring them. If you don't bring them, you know there will be delay. That's why that transparency, that from the beginning you know what you should bring. So for God knows when, maybe when the person is a land grabber, he does not have complete document. There will be a problem. Or you have not paid your tax. You have not paid your tax. We cannot process because tax as a Nigerian, as an Edolite, you are supposed to pay tax. It's a civic responsibility. If you don't pay tax, if you don't work, you should not eat. That's how the tax clearance, tax certificate should be. If you don't pay tax, you are not a good citizen. There was a day I'll put this a religious man came to my office. He wanted to collect his CFO. They didn't give him. He came and said, I said, I'm a pastor. I said, show me the law that says pastor should not pay tax. I said, no. Go and pay your tax. He later paid. I said, you have to pay your tax. You have to live by example. How much is it? The governor or this government needs tax to do work. Every government, so they should understand that. So I keep telling people, the government does not have a bank where he goes to take money free, or a farm where he farms money. It is the money of the people they use in developing a state. So what you do, if you pay your tax, then things will be fine. I've left this shore of this country. I've gone to US. I went there. I did not really see. What I see there is that you must obey the law. You must pay your tax. If you don't pay your tax, you are going straight to the prison. Straight away. They make their money from the taxes. If you are driving, just a tire leaves your lane. They have taken the photograph. Before you get to what you are going to pay is waiting for you. If you do it 2-3 times, they deport you. Go back to your state or to your country. You cannot be here. So they are guided by rules. So if you must pay tax, you pay tax. So you see what you're doing. And presently, what His Excellency is doing in this state is beautiful. So support him. Pay your tax so you get what you want. So those are the things that could disturb. And other things are, if there is objection to the insurance of your CFO, we are processing your CFO. Another person objects and says, that land is his own. We will not continue. We'll listen to... Yes, so you have to wait.
And do the proper investigation.
We have done that, and people may need to settle. Because sometimes the same community that sold to you sold to him. the same plot of land. So sometimes we have a legal department, we all sit down, we even invite the parties, and sometimes we discover that it's the community, and the community also goes back to ratify that.
Yes.
And they bring a letter and say it's for this other person. So those are the things that can delay your CFO. And when you don't bring all the documents, there are some files there, the representative, they have not brought the identity card. So who are we dealing with? There is a file right now. We cannot go on with that file because we need to get the representative's ID, which was specified in your form that if you have a representative, you bring his ID and also know who we are dealing with. So those issues can delay your CFO. So when everything is okay, 30 working days. I've started doing that. So I'm not just saying it. There are many people who have gotten their CFO within 30 working days if everything is in order.
Right, so 30 working days for the fees, the procedures, and all of that.
Very well.
Okay.
You have paid your fees. And that 50,000 naira is the minimum, depending on the size of your land and the location of your land. But there are other basic things you need to pay, like your tax. After paying that 50,000, you have not paid your tax, you have not paid your land use charge, all those things. Your file cannot go on. We'll inform you, we'll wait for you to do that, then we'll continue.
Okay, so one has to maybe come to your office to be well educated on what they have to pay and all the requirements that they will need.
They already know. If they just look at the form, go to our website, they are there. They are there, and when they are filling the forms, we are ready to help them to fill the forms. We are there guiding them and telling them these are the things you need to bring. When you bring them, 30 working days, you get your CFO.
Is there a synergy between EDOGIS, town planning, other agencies that helped in the actualization of your goals? Because they are related land matters.
Of course.
So are you having synergy with them?
Of course, we have. We have synergy with them. In government, and there's what we call ecosystem.
Yes.
Ecosystem. It is a system whereby all those who have something to do with land work together. So in my ecosystem, there's the Ministry of Physical Planning, there is the roads and bridges, there is the FUMAN, new man that's not FUMAN, all those, there is health, everybody that has something to do with land, we're within the same ecosystem, who work hand in hand. Even now, ESIPO is also, these people doing the professional deck, they are there too. Yes, we work together.
Thank you very much. Now, what is your advice for those who are yet to take advantage of the opportunities provided by EDOGIS to regularize land issues and enjoy ease of doing business in Edo?
Like I said, first of all, CFO is an important document.
Very important.
Which everybody must get. You can be in possession of land. If you don't have title, it's not your land. It's very important to understand that. You can be in possession of land, and somebody who has the title is the real owner. If he comes with the title, is the real owner. So I'm telling people, come for your CFO. It's very, very important. It's an important document for you. It's an important document for you because it adds value to your property. It encourages you. It provides finance for you. You know, if you have CFO, you can go to the bank and take a loan. The only thing that makes us very poor in this country, we are supposed to be rich, is that we have land but no title. But when you have CFO, you give life to your property, so you are able to go. So my own, I'm telling people, key in, go get your CFO so you fall into the net, and also be placed properly within the master plan of the state.
Quickly, before you take a bow out of office, what will you be remembered for in EDOGIS? And indeed in Edo State.
Okay. Like I said, I'm an old civil servant.
Yes.
I want to be remembered for the good works I have done and whatever footprints I leave. So I've always done that in whatever capacity I've been. Now I'm in EDOGIS. I want to be remembered for somebody who has put in place a good policy for land administration in the state, so that everybody will key in, because that was why the Land Use Act was even established in the first place. It was enacted so that everybody can have CFO. That is what is guiding us. You go to other countries, you are happy how they live. I want us to enjoy the vision of this government, that everybody in this state should be opportuned to enjoy the fruits of this state. So if we do well and then I do things properly, they'll remember me that, oh, this was done during my tenure in Edo State.
Thank you so much. I must say that this is one opportunity that we have to take advantage of because it's so beneficial to everyone. But we have been speaking with the Managing Director, Edo State Geographic Information Services, Edo GIS, and that was Sarah Grace Aye. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you
for coming. Hope to see you some other time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Like she said, I want to echo her thanks. Thank you for coming. And viewers, regularize your land document and enjoy ease of doing business in Edo State. Thank you for watching. Keep it with us. Same station, same time next week, and have a beautiful day ahead. Bye-bye.